know how we're keeping up with what we're doing currently, but that doesn't mean we don't have an interest and that we don't want to be a voice. Man, there are some really cool backgrounds out here and people that have done things like this. And you and I have talked at length, what that looks like, whether we, try to set up a group and, have a collective, think tank on we don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's other places that have done this and done it really, really well. And there's people willing to volunteer and all of that. One of the big ones is people wanted to know how they could anonymously provide information. And we've got a workaround for that I think that we'll get to. The big ones, man, are I don't just want to read off what happens at sentencing. I think that's important, but those are matters of public record. The rest of them aren't until that case is completely adjudicated and what happens in preliminary hearings and motions to suppress. And some of these other hearings are equally important. And what judges are suppressing before a jury trial, even though, because we've discussed how there's no standardization. I think those are the things you can catch with a functioning and involved judicial watch, where they can sit in courtrooms and do some of that.
When you go to vote in a local election and there's judges on there's no information about those judges. It's very hard to find any information about them anywhere. So a lot of people tend to vote in the incumbents or don't vote or just randomly pick a name. And they are having judges that whose values align with the values of the community is extremely important, in my opinion, because we are a very conservative community here in North Idaho, and there are shockingly some judges that are not. And they are giving very light sentences on things that would frankly piss all of you off.